All right, everyone, welcome back once again to this Beefcast presentation. I'm your casting host, Beef. Joining me, Brandon, aka Muatorin. You excited for Game 2 in this best of 3 series?
Yeah, for sure, man. Game one was, I don't know, it was kind of one of those like quintessential PvP games where one person kind of flips a coin and gets hard countered.
Yeah.
Kind of sucked. But hopefully, this is a bigger map, less likely to be any kind of all-in. It's more likely to go to Colossi or Blink Stalkers or something like that. So definitely excited to see what goes on.
Yeah, Shakura's definitely not a bad map for Blink Stalkers. I think I'd like to see that, especially with the main being so large here on Shakura's. They have a lot of room to really be mobile inside of the base and do a lot of damage.
And you can blink in anywhere. It's not like in Toon Valley where the main has a lot of cliff to it, but you can't really blink in on any of it. With this map, you can break down those rocks, run up to the that behind expansion, blink in there. You can blink in on this little overhang if you go to the natural and just look to the right. There's a little peninsula type deal. You can blink in there really well. Just so many places. It's awesome.
Yeah, Blink Observer is certainly a possibility here, but we'll get right on into this one. In the top left-hand corner here on Shakura's Plateau, the blue Protoss dropping the first game to a one-base Colossus all-in from his opponent. He is roxkis.TITAN.
Yeah, and his opponent, just like before, the Papatas himself, WCS.
And I really, I've met a lot of pro gamers, a lot of personalities. WCS is one that I haven't, and that makes me sad because he is so awesome. Every time I hear about this guy from a fan's perspective, he's just the nicest person doing everything he can to make his fans happy. I remember he made a trip to a hospital to see a kid that wasn't able to go see him. Yeah. That's so cool.
I read that and I was like, suck it, Justin Bieber, he's way cooler than you.
Yeah. WCS. I hope he's going to be around forever, but he's getting pretty old. He's like 33, 34, something like that.
And he's married.
Yeah. Well, I remember when StarCraft 2 first came out, they were saying that WCS wasn't going to play because his wife hated StarCraft.
Yeah, I heard that too. And then I guess he was just like, no, I'm going to do this.
He's like, I'm just gonna choose my profession and then defense it, something like that.
Defense it. Yeah. Choose your profession and defense it. It's a good one.
Yeah, something like that. All right, so what are we looking at here? We do see the double gas coming out of Titan, and working off of only one gateway right now. You think that there's going to be a early robotics?
Yeah, probably. If it were, I don't actually know, dude. It could be anything at this point. It could be a robotics. He could throw it on Twilight and go for a super quick blink all-in. He could throw it on gateways and go blink obs. It's pretty much his choice. We do see a robotics from WCS, so I don't know. This kind of looks like a 4-gate warp prism.
Okay.
Just because he still only has one gas and he's only got up to 21 probes. Never mind, he's still building them. So an expansion, I think. I don't know. He's throwing out one more gateway right now. Probably gonna throw down another. Maybe just go up to 3. It's hard to say.
Yeah, Titan all the way up at 3 gateways right now, and WCS can be thrown down an additional gateway. It looks like going to be 2 additional gateways here, as he's going to be going 3-gate robo, the same build that he did last game.
Actually, he's gone 4-gate robo. This should be a 4-gate warp prism.
Oh, there you go.
So pretty much what I was
see that 4th gate.
For.
Okay.
This build is so good.
It's
really all there's to say. It's freaking amazing.
Yeah.
And we see the Twilight from his opponent, so Blink. Sorry.
Yeah, definitely somebody like WCS that is famed for really using that that warp prism and really making sure to have superior control and really outposition his opponents. And I think that 4-gate warp prism could definitely work. Although here with Blink Stalker and Observer from Titan, I think that the 4-gate warp prism is actually going to hit before any of that finishes, and so Titan could be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, this really depends on the positioning of the units. It looks like he's putting his stalkers in the back of the base. I'm not entirely sure why. He hasn't scouted at all, so either he just kind of feels like WCS is going to do this, or it's just something he usually does. I'm not really sure. The WCS is throwing down a pylon at the front, so even if this warp prism doesn't get any warp-ins, he still has a place to warp in, and it's actually, he's got 4 zealots warping in right now, so this is pretty huge.
Yeah, we have 7 zealots here in the base and a stalker. The probes are evacuating from the mineral line to try to help combat these forces. And a nice force field going to go down there, making sure that that stalker is nice and safe. The Zealot's going to continue to try to work on some of these buildings, but it looks like Titan might actually have enough stalkers right now, and some very nice control, making sure to keep as many stalkers as possible alive. A drone drill going to come in there from those probes, and the Warp Prism going to fly right on top of those stalkers. The Warp Prism does fall, but does manage to evacuate all 3 of those Zealots in the meantime, but those Zealots actually going to do a ton of damage to these stalkers. They can manage to get 2 stalker kills before the probes do come in and try to help their buddies out. And I think finally this is going to get cleaned up here by Titan.
Yeah, Titan should have died, but his micro was godly, and WCS worked in only Zealots, so having, you know, like 5 stalkers and just having amazing micro on them, he was able to clean that up. He did lose a lot of probes. He lost, let me see here. Yeah, he's 13 probes killed at this point, so he's behind, but he's alive, which is something to say. And with Blink finishing and robotics already done, he can put on so much pressure with Blink Stalkers because WCS just doesn't have any good tech. He's building Immortals right now, but on the map like this, where there's so much room to blink in, you can run around and split up their army and just kind of pick off probes and pylons and stuff like that when you have Blink.
Yeah, this is definitely somewhat similar to Cloud Kingdom in the sense that you have a ton of room to really make your Blink Stalkers really mobile, do as much damage as possible, and Blink Stalker just are really, really good on this map. Observer going to make its way up over here, and a couple of Stalkers going to blink in. They're going to get picked off by WCS's very well-positioned army. So definitely unfortunate for Titan to lose 2 where he possibly should have only lost 1. And the Warp Prism going to be making its way back into Titan's base. Going to be filled up with 4 Zealots for the time being. And Titan, does he have anything to defend with?
Yeah, that was some of the shittiest luck I've ever seen. Titan there, he's about to blink his Stalkers in and a freaking Immortal pops out. You know, if the Immortal hadn't been there, he could have easily killed that. And we see Zealots now dropping the mineral line. He's killed at least 1 more probe. He's going to get a sentry here unless there's a force field. There is a force field, but it doesn't matter. Does pick off the Warp Prism while it's warping in Zealots. So that's pretty nice for Titan, but he's still kind of in a rough spot here.
Yeah, so WCS did just lose 600 minerals right there. And what kind of damage did he really do? He lost some mining time. He killed a sentry.
Yeah. Well, sentry's really important.
Yeah, and WCS has actually lost substantially more units than his opponent in this game, but WCS also has the vastly superior economy, or has had the vastly superior economy for the entirety of the game, so he can afford to trade a little bit more cost inefficiently. And Titan going for the ballsy move here, going to drop a Nexus right after this. Definitely could be a little bit rough to defend this if Colossus does make its way across the map again, and right now we do see that Robo Bay down already.
Yeah, I wish it wasn't in his natural, honestly. If this were in, you know, like, the main base vertical to WCS, this would be awesome, because at that point you can only choose 1 to attack, right? If you go and attack with a little piece of your army, Blink Stalkers can pick that off, or at least trade efficiently versus it. If he goes with all of it to crush the Blink and make sure that they can't kill his army, he blinks into the base and there's damage there. If he goes to Titan's main, again, Blink Stalkers go into his main, and he's still got that base in the bottom right to mine with. But at the natural, WCS just attacks, and then there's really, you know, he can try to hold him at the ramp, but if there's a Colossus out, the Colossus can just crush force field, so it's kind of rough in that position.
Yeah, definitely. And we did see the Blink Stalkers over here trying to make their way into WCS's base once again, but WCS doing a very good job of positioning his units with that Observer, and even playing a little bit of Observer attack there, trying not to get spotted by the other, trying not to get shot down. Both players controlling very well there. WCS with all these units out already. And it actually looks like Titan is, in fact, going to lose that Observer. So unfortunate. Once again, a little bit of bad luck and great positioning there from WCS. And Blink Stalker's going to make their way out onto the map over here. They do spot that 1 proxy pylon in the base vertical from WCS. And there's actually about 7 Blink Stalkers here. 8 Blink Stalkers. And they're going to be trying to make their way into WCS's base. Maybe force the army back, and they might actually be able to pick off this 1 lone Colossus here, and that would be huge. Yeah, Titan gonna blink right on top of that Colossus. WCS, that is not something he can afford to lose, but 2 HP, it's able to get up there onto the high ground, and it is able to escape. Wow.
That was ridiculous. Titan hates himself right now. He's going to blink into the main here, and there's only Colossi that can follow him at all, so this could be good for him. He's going to pick up the Sentry relatively quick if he focuses it. He's not going to, but the Zealots will die, and then the Sentry will. And, you know, as soon as WhiteRa's army comes back, he can just leave. He's going to kill probes here, try to kill as many as he can to force, you know, a less favorable base trade, but WhiteRa's just going to attack, and the Colossi are out of position here. They could get picked off by these Blink Stalkers. Oh my god, WhiteRa, what have you done?
Yeah, both those Colossi are going to be completely picked off by these Blink Stalkers. Beautiful Sentry force fields over here on the natural ramp. And the natural is definitely going to be lost here for Titan. He's going to lose all those probes. He's going to lose that Nexus. But there's absolutely no way WhiteRa can break into the main. And back home, let's take a look at WhiteRa's probe count, down to 4 probes right now. And those Blink Stalkers are just ravaging the base. I think WhiteRa has actually, a little bit of whiffed force fields there. Lets one Immortal up, and so a nice pick onto that Immortal. That definitely worked out. But I think WhiteRa might actually just be a little bit screwed here.
He is, actually. There's not enough money to build another Colossus, so as long as Titan keeps warping in sentries so he can force field, and he's still mining, he's going to be warping in units. So, essentially, WhiteRa, this is all he has for the rest of the game. Titan has, not only can he beat this army probably if he has good micro and force fields like that, but yeah.
Wow, GG comes out of WhiteRa. Definitely a little bit of a bungled game there. That could have been a lot better for WhiteRa in a couple of different ways. But Titan sticking in after all that early pressure from the Warp Prism 4 gate manages to bring that one back in the series to 1-1. We're going to game 3.
Yeah, we shouldn't be right now. Honestly, WhiteRa should have won the game. If he had been paying attention to his Colossi, he'd have won that game, because at that moment, his army was strong enough to just crush, but he couldn't get the ramp with the Colossus. That was... Control your army, kids. Always pay attention.
All right, we're going to game 3. Like I said, I've been your casting host, Beef. Check me out over at youtube.com/BeefPop1, and check out my co-caster, Brandon, over at youtube.com/MuatornTV. Both of those are here in the overlay. And so, yeah, make sure to go check us out. We're going to be moving on to game 3. Hope to catch